You all have ever heard of Mr. Magic Man? I'm Mr. Man. And it is live. I got it working. You know, that was my fault, actually. They wanted me to install something and I thought I'd cancel it. But we're on the live stream now. Everybody's good. We're all good. But anyhow, we're having fun. It is open mic. We want to hear from our callers. See what's on your mind. Man, I'm telling you, this Jesse Jackson story gets just, oh. You know, we taped Roland Martin's show today. And Miss Paulette, I know you love Roland Martin. Now, Miss Paulette loves herself some Roland Martin. She didn't say she loved me, but she loves Roland Martin. But I want you to know, we taped Roland Martin today. And part of the discussion was about Jesse Jackson Jr. and his fall from grace. And like someone said, you can't defend him because he admitted to all the wrongdoing. Who steals $750,000? Man. And I've always liked Jesse Jr., you know. It has to be tough on him. I just hope they watch him close. Because I know a lot of people have seen him out on the street and they say he looks so disheveled. You know, I really feel, my heart really goes out to him, I have to tell you. Because he was always a good and nice guy. My heart really goes out to him. I feel bad for him. I really, really feel bad for him. You know, I know this is a sensitive topic. But I wonder how much does this have any bearing on his relationship with his father? I mean, I wonder obviously, this is a very, this is a case study. It's interesting to look into. I know his father has agonized greatly over this situation. And I don't know. I just, the psychology of this. I mean, this is a political dynasty. Family, and the son that was elected to Congress is going to end up in jail. It's a black eye for the family, and man, it's a tough situation. It's tough for a parent to see their child go through something like this. It has to be tough for his mother, Jackie. You know, I know the Jacksons in a decent way, and it's why his mother, Jesse's mother, is just wonderful, Jackie. You could not meet a nicer and more down-to-earth person. Just a sweetheart, actually, if I must say so. And it has to be tough for a mother, knowing that her son, her daughter-in-law are going to jail, and they've got these two small babies that someone has to care for. And I tell you, you have to be careful what you ask for, because sometimes it can be a curse. You know, it can be a curse. And it's not that it started out that way, but it can corrupt you. It can make you forget about who you are. The best thing you can teach your kids, anyone, is to always be honest. The best way to live is through an honest living. There are no shortcuts to success. And when you're honest, you have integrity, you have ethics, you do people right, you don't have to wake up in the morning wondering if this is the day I'm going to get caught. If this is the day that my pastor is going to catch up with me. Everyone basically has secrets. There are people listening to this show who's killed somebody that nobody knows about. There are people that have raped someone. All kinds of things that people do that, and I don't think most things come to light. I really don't. But they know it, and it haunts and it gnaws at them, and they just wonder, when is that day going to come? And I know if they watch Investigative ID and Snap and how some of these cold cases are cold for 20 and 30 years, and they, through some fluke of an evidence and new invention of something, they go back through and open the files because of new fresh faces on the case, and then go back to the vault and open up the files, and they look at something that was overlooked before, and all of a sudden they give the case life, and they track the person down who's turned their life around. They're doing wonderful things, but yet they have that dark secret, and they still have to pay a price for it. So listen, it's best to do good. It is best to do good. It is best to embrace the moral and ethical way. I'm just telling you. My parents always taught me in all that I do, be moral, ethical, truthful, honest, fair, never greedy. Because I'm telling you, it takes a long road to get you to that apex, but it's a short road to come climbing down. And you know what? I would not wish it upon my worst enemy for something like that to happen. You know, I wish that upon no one, because I'm telling you, That's a very tough situation. The humiliation, the shame, the family, your two small children. You imagine what the kids are saying to them on the playground, and you know kids can be cruel. That's why when you do what you do, you got to consider the impact that it's going to have. Not just on you, and sometimes you cannot even see and imagine the chain of events when stories like this break. Because, it's a story that everyone can understand. It's a story where he's admitted to all wrongdoing. You can't say it's a conspiracy. You can't say he was set up. He just lost touch of his purpose. And my heart goes out to him. I'm telling you, my heart goes out to that brother, okay? Let me tell you something. I do not want to see the inside of a jail, okay? I've never been to the inside of a jail. I've never set ground foot. Have no interest, by the way. None. Have no interest in seeing a jail, visiting a jail. None. I know you're surprised. None. Because if there's a motivation for me not to do wrong that could put me in jail, it's not necessarily because of the jail. It's just that I just don't want to do it. I just don't want that on my conscience. I just don't want it. And people can become very reckless and careless in their behavior. What advice do you have for good living, for a peaceful life? What recommendations do you have from your own life? How do you live a good life? How do you stay away from corruption? How do you stay away from bad people who mean you no good? Call us at 803-733-5620 and 1-866-620-6620. That's 1-866-620-6620. Call us. What is the prescription and the roadmap for a good life, for a better life, for a life where you have a clean conscience, where you don't worry? No matter what's going on, you have peace. What is the prescription for that kind of life? How can you have it? What can you do? Because let me tell you, you can't beat doing good. You cannot beat it. You cannot beat being righteous. You cannot beat it. You cannot. I have peace when I go to bed at night. I have peace when I wake up. I have peace now. And peace comes from how you live. And what you know is right around the corner. We must strive to live a good life. We must strive to set that example for our children, for the larger community. We must. Life is too short to spend years in jail. But you know what? God gave us problems and challenges so we would need him. Can you imagine what man would do and thumb his nose in God's face if they didn't need God? It's the only way that man can grow. Give us a call. I'm Armstrong Williams.
Armstrong Williams returns in a moment.
For more information on the Armstrong Williams Show, please visit our new website at www.rightsidewire.com. There you can find his syndicated column archive, view live streams, and get your favorite conservative pundits' views on the current issues affecting the American people. From building wealth to foreign policy, stay connected with Armstrong Williams and his colleagues at the all-new www.rightsidewire.com.
Life is full of unexpected changes. Everyone has potential to do wrong. And when they choose to do it, contact the Bucksell Group for your private investigation needs. TheBucksellGroup.com or by phone at 202-243-9746. Whether there's an instance of a cheating spouse, child custody, process service, or security, don't continue suspecting. Get closure so that you can move on with your life. Visit TheBucksellGroup.com now or call 202-243-9746. If you think it's happening, it probably is.
To travelers along the road of life who have fallen asleep at the wheel, to the many who woke up in time to avert disaster and get back on the righteous path. For the ones who crashed and survived and now adhere vigilantly to a virtuous and righteous path. Finally, Armstrong Williams' much-anticipated new book, Reawakening Virtues, gives his insights into these daily challenges and much more. Reawakening Virtues is available in bookstores and at Amazon.com.
Join the millions of Americans who pursue one of our country's finest traditions, from hunting to sport shooting. Since 1871, the NRA has grown as a service organization involved in all aspects of shooting sports and is a proud defender of the Bill of Rights. Join today to begin taking advantage of exclusive membership offers and discounts, including up to $25,000 in insurance coverage. Contact the NRA today. Call 1-800-672-3888 or visit nra.org.
Most Americans simply have never been taught the basics of money management, let alone how to secure their financial future. But there is hope. Financial Education and Literacy Advisors, also known as FELA, does what others don't. FELA teaches financial education. If you'd like more information about providing a financial wellness program for your employees, or a credit-bearing college course in personal finance, or other valuable programs, please visit myfela.com. That's myfela.com, or send an email to info@myfela.com.
Elder Chicks is an exciting part of the fastest growing segment of the population. Women in their 70s, 80s, and older who are mastering the art of a senior life. We're no longer unseen and unheard. We're providing role models for each other and the baby boomers who are fast approaching retirement. Join our virtual community. Hit www.elderchicks.com on your computer keyboard.
Where heads of state, sports, entertainment, and political celebrities meet. You're listening to Armstrong Williams.
And welcome back to the Armstrong Williams Show. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of the Armstrong Williams Show. 1-866-620-6620, 803-733-5620. Give us a call and join today's conversation, and let's have some dialogue. So, you know, I mentioned some of the things that are making the news. Do you think Lance Armstrong has a future? The United States Department of Justice is now joining a lawsuit against Lance Armstrong that, if successful, will force him to pay millions of dollars to the U.S. Postal Service. They say the disgraced cyclist defrauded the government by using taxpayer dollars to buy the performance-enhancing drugs used to secure his 7 winning Tour de France titles between 1999 and 2005. Armstrong has admitted to doping, that he bullied his teammates into using banned substances on the Oprah Winfrey Show. As of right now, he's worth $125 million. Wow. Should the government pursue this suit or leave this man alone after he apologized for his actions? Alan, how are you?
Hello.
Fine, brother. Thank you for calling, man.
Hey, how are you doing, Armstrong?
Just fine. What have you been up to all week?
You're very low. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I got you.
Go ahead.
Okay, a little politics. Tell me, which would you support this? For all those who are unemployed, in order for them to receive unemployment supplement, that for all it's mandated that all of the publicly funded schools and nonprofit organizations that enjoy tax breaks, if an individual has a skill, that they are to be planted into one of the nonprofit organizations to perform tasks. And if they're not skilled, then they are to be placed in a school, a publicly funded school, university, college, or whatever. Would you support that?
I have to think about that. I don't want to give an answer to that. I just have to think it through. I just have to think about the implications of it all. Obviously, you support it, right?
Say again?
You support it, right?
It just crossed my mind. I'm trying to find ways to keep the private sector private.
Really?
A way to let the monies that are given to our institutions and nonprofit organizations, how to maximize the use. And if we are giving money to the unemployed, as I've accepted myself a couple of times in my life, I would have benefited from going out and actually going to a school and maybe picking up a trade or going into a nonprofit organization and showing, what I can do, and probably even bring in business or even make a position for myself in that institution. I think, I'm kind of leaning toward it.
Russell is joining us now. Russell, did you hear Alan's question? Russell.
Yes.
Did you hear Alan's question?
I heard it briefly a little bit, but I think I got the gist of it. But I think people that's getting unemployment, that there are some things that they could definitely do instead of just getting a check and doing nothing. I definitely believe that. If it's no more than public assistance, highway divisions and schools and nursing homes, if you're doing nothing but going in there cleaning up, just do something to earn the money. That should be, I believe in that, whether it be for the nursing home or welfare recipients or Section 8 recipients, anybody that's doing their days is available to them, that they should do something to earn the money. And it can't be said that they don't have a means of transportation to get to and from the jobs, because that's another job that can be given to the people that are receiving money to go pick the people up. So there's a way, definitely, I believe that they can put something back into society. To get a free education off of it, I don't know, but definitely they can do something to add back to society for earning the money that they do get.
But you know what? Common sense doesn't work in America.
Well, that's not what that's not what the programs have ever been designed to do. It's just like corporate assistance. Corporate America gets a lot of money that they could do, and that they get and they could provide services to society. The farmers get money not to farm. Well, if you get money not to farm, well, let them farm something that they could give and put back into the system, that people that don't have the means to earn lots of money, that food stamp money. They can supply places they can provide food for food stamp recipients, because they're getting government assistance to do nothing. So there's a lot of ways to make it work. It's not just the average person, but it's also corporate stuff that goes on that should also be accountable for the money that they receive.
How do you feel about the sequestration that is looming, which is, from all practical purposes, will take place on March 1st, a week from the day?
How do I feel about what situation?
The sequestration.
Well, in America, you have to give a little. It's never going to be a perfect situation where both sides are going to get everything they want. And I don't think the right thing to do is to get to the point where you have to stop government from issuing the funds that's needed to make the government work. If they can't get to a point where they can make an understanding on how it's going to work, then no one should receive any money. The politicians shouldn't receive any checks. Nobody should receive anything. And if they can't see that how important it is, then we're electing the wrong people.
Well, it's obvious we're electing the wrong people. Do you think government is as bureaucratic on the state and local level as it is on the federal level?
It's a different environment. It's different. They have you're not dealing with money coming from the local and local municipalities the same way that you have in the federal government. This is America. It's the greatest country that there is. And even with the tax base that exists now, the richer you are, it is true, the more you're going to benefit from America. Poor people, they have their problems. People that became wealthy, they became wealthy because they took the risk and the opportunities that made their lives work different. But they do get a better benefit from it than a person that's poor. But I do believe that everybody has to add something back into America for America to continue to grow and be as strong as what it is. So the government has a different accountability on the federal level than they do on local levels. I think we can definitely stop issuing money to aid to countries the way we do, especially the ones that don't really get the understanding of that they got to be accountable to some of what we really want and what we say for them to continue to get the money that they get.
You know, what's on their minds, on the people you talk to as you travel through the Connecticut, New York, East Coast corridor?
What's on their minds?
Yes.
In terms of where the government is?
No, what are they talking? What are people concerned about?
Well, most of the people that I'm involved with, you know, people are earning a pretty good living. You know, the people that's earning money, they want a quality of life for themselves. Some people are going out that extra length to make life just that much better for them, and then some people that like I provide housing to people, and some of those people, no matter what you do or what you give, you know, they feel that they are where they are, and there's nobody that's going to come in place that's really going to make a big difference in their life, which is true. Individuals have to make a difference within their lives. You know, no, this president or the last president or the next president is going to be able to implement things that's going to be so great that it's going to just automatically be this great thing that's going to happen to the people's lives that's less fortunate than the others. People get a better life because they produce different in their life. They make certain sacrifices. Certain things they want to buy, they don't buy now. They work longer hours. People that are successful, people only see the nice things that exist around the success. They don't see all of the hard work that's taken. They don't see the financial risk that's taken. They don't see that. So there's people all around the world, or well, just sticking with America. Here in America, it's the greatest country, and it's people that's going to continue to take risks, and there's going to be somewhere down the line next year, this time, that a person that was trying is going to be very fortunate financially, mentally, spiritually, but it's going to be because of the sacrifices that they make.
Hold that point, Russell. Hold that point. I'm Armstrong Williams. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Armstrong Williams returns in a moment.
Hi, this is Armstrong Williams. Just like the Affordable Care Act seeks to ensure people with public or private coverage can find high-quality health care, AAA911health.com offers consumers with access to better information, quality care, and big-time savings on your health care. Yes, big time. AAA911health.com offers a 90-day money-back guarantee. That's right. If AAA911health.com haven't saved you money, guess what? They will pay you back in full your membership with no questions asked. Just tell them Armstrong Williams sent you to AAA911health.com.
For more information on the Armstrong Williams Show, please visit our new website at www.rightsidewire.com. There you can find his syndicated column archive, view live streams, and get your favorite conservative pundits' views on the current issues affecting the American people. From building wealth to foreign policy, stay connected with Armstrong Williams and his colleagues at the all-new www.rightsidewire.com.
Does your school, team, church, or charity need a new fundraiser? Do you need to work out of your home or part-time? Are you a small business that can use an additional revenue stream? Then you need Yellow Llama. Do you need affordable web services or tools to enhance your existing business? Are you a graphic artist who wants to create a revenue stream with your art but not get ripped off? Then go to www.yellowllama.com.
Anderson Brothers Bank, a family-owned and operated establishment that blends traditional personal service, local market awareness, and advanced technology to meet the financial needs of its customers. Visit abbank.com or call 843-464-6271 to see how they can assist you with your banking needs. Anderson Brothers Bank, celebrating 75 years of community banking, the way it should be, stability right in your backyard since 1933.
America must change course if we hope to survive and save the American dream for our children and grandchildren. How do we fix Social Security and Medicare? How do we cut government spending? How do we reform health care? How do we simplify the tax code? The Heritage Foundation has a bold plan that tackles these tough problems using common sense solutions that leave partisan politics on the sidelines. Find out how we can save the American dream at savingthedream.org, paid for by the Heritage Foundation.
Join the millions of Americans who pursue one of our country's finest traditions, from hunting to sport shooting. Since 1871, the NRA has grown as a service organization involved in all aspects of shooting sports and is a proud defender of the Bill of Rights. Join today to begin taking advantage of exclusive membership offers and discounts, including up to $25,000 in insurance coverage. Contact the NRA today. Call 1-800-672-3888 or visit nra.org.
Where heads of state, sports, entertainment, and political celebrities meet. You're listening to Armstrong Williams.
And welcome back to the broadcast, and thank you so much for joining us. Now, Russell, you mentioned that the people on the Eastern Corridor where you live are all doing pretty well financially.
Well, I live in Lower Fairfield County, and it's known to be one of the most financially stable areas in the country.
What makes it so financially? What makes it so financially stable?
You don't have people that's living below the poverty level.
What makes it so financially stable?
Pardon me?
What makes it so financially stable?
What makes it financially stable? Because you have we're in the corridor where businesses thrive. We're close to New York. There's businesses, there's financial institutions, hedge fund companies. The workforce always has been good here. Before financial companies came here, you had a lot of industry. You had Pitney Bowes, Clairol, and other manufacturing and stuff that exists in this area. And the working people they also had jobs. And it's different today here, but it's still a good place, and it's a good place even for a person that's not financially strong, that's getting subsidies and stuff of that nature. They have a quality of life. If you choose to make your life better and live comfortably, within the means that you have, you're gonna have a better life. As I said once before, there's poor people, and there's always gonna be poor people, and there's no shame in being poor, but there's a shame in being trifling and just not wanting to make yourself better. It's nothing more than just the decency of the environment that you have, taking care of that. So
don't you think it's more of conditioning and culture and environment? Your parents poor, I'm poor, my uncle's poor, so therefore I'm supposed to be poor, and very few people break out of that cycle.
No, I think that my parents, as you know, they came from South Carolina, and they came up at a time where they lived comfortably, but they were considered to be, some of them were considered to be poor. My mother's family was a little bit better off than my father's, but that's not wealth compared to up here. Like you could have 200 acres in South Carolina, and it could probably be only worth $100,000, $200,000 maybe, if that. You could have 200 acres in Fairfield County, and it could be worth $30 million. You see, so this environment up here is somewhat different, and people that's born into uneducated and poor environments doesn't necessarily mean that they are always going to be that. Something has to call out within yourself to make you want your life to be better. And that comes from and not necessarily always getting a better education is going to make you wealthy. But getting a good education is going to be something to give you a stable mind. But you could graduate from high school and maybe not graduate from high school, but you had a work ethic today, and a person could be worth a few $1 million because they chose to make a difference by working hard and saving their money and not trying to keep up with the Joneses. And once before you asked me a little while ago about my feeling about government on the local level and on the federal level, the federal government, whether you be Republican or Democrat, it is a certain amount of responsibility and an obligation to America to make it so that we can participate and work to get some of the American dream in terms of like there's taxes and put in place that make it so that some people can pull themselves up out of poverty. It's not meant to just it's not designed to just constantly stay on these programs. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be that way. But no group of people is always, gonna just turn around and everybody be rich. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. And the thing about it is, the things that made you wealthy and made me wealthy, and the next person's wealth. If everybody was doing that, your wealth would probably not be the same because somebody else would be tapping in to some of the same things that I've done and that you've done. It will become a much more competitive environment. God bless the ones that try, and the ones that do succeed. And God help those that don't try.
What is your definition of wealthy in America?
When you don't have to really live worrying about how you're gonna pay your bills. You understand? And that's gonna be relative to the situation that you have. Now, everybody's not gonna have millions of dollars, but if you could say, if you're a working class person and you're a renter and you have a vehicle that's a simple vehicle, and maybe your wife, if you have one, but you can take care of yourself and you can instill in your children to live a better life and give them the hope that they can maybe climb up on a better financial level than you are. But if this is where you are in your life, this is where you are, but you have your level of success based upon the fact that you can get up every day, go to work, and take care of the responsibilities and do what's right for you and your family. The problems and the stress of not being able to meet your bills is a very bad place for anybody, whether you're only earning $60,000 a year for a family of four, or whether you're earning $6 million or $60 million. It's just different environments that one is in. But their struggles is their struggles.
This is the Armstrong Williams Show. Our phone lines are open. 1-866-620-6620, 803-733-5620. I find it intriguing how many young adults are moving back home to live with their parents because they say that they cannot find the jobs that are suitable for them. And I actually think that in the long run, their parents do them a disservice, because you look at our fathers and grandfathers and great-grandfathers and the circumstances in which they came through and what they had to endure and how they struggle. There's young people's circumstances today can't even compare to what they had to do in order to achieve success. And I listen, I understand that parents are going to do what they've got to do, but I don't think no child should return home and stay longer than 3 months. Russell?
Well, the thing about that is, if you're out of work and you have no income coming in, then you're going to have to go somewhere, because
there are jobs to be found for young adult, Russell. I'm sorry. They can find jobs, whether it's McDonald's flipping burgers, whether it's Burger King. They can find a job.
And I agree, Armstrong, that there are jobs that can be found, but there is a time where it may not. Everyone will not always get a job. Now, we could sit here and we could say that, and there is.
If you want a job, look. If you want a job,
I think you have a lot of people that think that they're above working in certain places. They've gone to college, they've done certain things, and they may feel that they're above working in certain places. And if the job is available to them, then they should take it. Me as an individual, would I move back home? No. I left home when I was 18 years old. 18, and I'm 50 today, and I never once anticipated going back home.
Let me go to the phone line. Let me go to the phone line. Rachel, thank you for your patience. Go ahead.
Hey, yes, I'm just listening to comments that was made, and I just wanted to add, a little bit of 2 cents, if I may. I'm an individual that did most of what you're supposed to do in society, as far as, you get a good education and go to get a good job, and hopefully take care of yourself and your family. Recession hit me a long time ago. I lost my first job in 2004 when I was laid off, and be honest with you, almost 9 years now, I'd say I'm professionally unemployed. And the reason I say professionally unemployed is I spent more time being unemployed and collecting unemployment than working. And it was nothing in my own doing. The longest I've worked in that time frame was 6 months straight full time. And it's not because I didn't want to work. It's because, to be honest with you, a lot of employers, they want to pay you rock bottom, which was fine. I always accepted whatever pay that I was offered. But then, depending on the size of the employer, oftentimes when they find out I have education, that's very intimidating to most of my supervisors. They might have been there 10, 15, 20 years and don't have a degree. The moment they find out that I have a degree and they already know what I'm being paid, they start to fear themselves. So I think that, some of what you were all saying may be true. There may be college graduates out there who, are refusing jobs. I don't think that's happening as often as we may think. I also see nothing wrong with moving back home, and I heard you say that you believe that that's the worst thing a parent could ever do. I think that for parents that are working and producing, and they're out there every day and they're getting it in, for a child, whether male or female, they're going to look at that. They're going to look at what their parents are doing, and if they've got an education or not. It's going to be hard to sit around and just watch my parent go to work every day, and I'm just going to mooch off of them. In most cases, it motivates that individual, at least gives them some support, so they're not stealing, so they're not creating situations for themselves where, they're having to live with somebody. This is how they hook up in relationships real quick and, live with people that aren't really good for them. Again, they're trying to make ends meet, like the one caller was specifying. I think we need to realize that in our society today, we're going to have to figure out other ways outside of a W-2 and outside of a JOB. And I myself, the creative things that I've had to do, I've had to run several businesses on the side just to make ends meet. So I do things like help people move, help people organize. I've used my clerical skills and I've contracted them out to people.
Well, I appreciate your call, and just know I really appreciate your call. You really put this in perspective.
For more information on the Armstrong Williams Show,